Good evening and Happy New Year, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to this very special first Brighton Town Board meeting of 2014, Brighton's bicentennial year, and I couldn't be happier to see so many of you out here at the meeting tonight. We will be starting the meeting just in a moment with a special proclamation ceremony. For the benefit of everybody watching at home, I just want to let you all know that we will hold this ceremony. We will take a short recess, and then we will continue our regular business meeting with our open forum and the business meeting of the town board. So with that, I'd like to ask Town Board Member Jim Vogel if you would lead us all in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make one of our usual announcements now, and we'll have a couple more later, but obviously, in case of an emergency, the Town Hall Emergency Activation System will be activated, and you'll know it when you hear it. If the alarm system does go out, please exit either through the door to my right, turn right, go down the stairs and out the rear door of Town Hall away from the building, or you can leave through the two rear doors in this room, out the front door of the building, and again, away from Town Hall. And now we will start with the highlight of the meeting, our Brighton200 Bicentennial Proclamation. As I said a moment ago, I want to welcome everybody that's here. I'm so pleased to see you all here. On April 5th, 1814, a group of men, you see how much things have changed in those 200 years, met at Orange Stone's Tavern to conduct Brighton's first town board meeting, the date that we celebrate as the official founding of the town of Brighton. It is with great pride that I look around the room and see so many present and former officials of the town of Brighton, and I'm so grateful that all of you could be here tonight to help us celebrate, to help the entire community celebrate Brighton's bicentennial. In a moment, I'll be asking all of our current officials and our past officials, and in some cases, representatives, to sign our official proclamation celebrating and announcing our bicentennial year. But first, I do want to take note of the fact that during this year, we will be holding a number of events. Next month, we will be hosting an African-American history and culture event at what is now known as the Alumni and Advancement Center of the University of Rochester, but those of you that have been around town for a while know it as St. Agnes. That's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event. On April 5th, we will be holding a reenactment of that first town board meeting at Orange Stone's Tavern. I'm not going to go through all of the events right now, but we do have events throughout the year of different types celebrating different elements of Brighton's history. Our history as a canal town, the veterans of Brighton, obviously the patriotism of the 4th of July, and winding things up at the end of the year with a gala reception to celebrate 200 years and to look forward to where Brighton is going for the next 200 years. And I do want to invite everybody here, everybody watching, to join us for any or all of those events. And throughout the year, I encourage everybody to stay up to date on what's going on with our bicentennial at our website, Brighton200, spelled out, written out as numbers, Brighton200.org, or at our Facebook page, also Brighton200. Updates on dates and times of our various events. Now, we do have a number of members of our Bicentennial Committee that are here tonight. We could not be holding this celebration without them. They are a group of volunteer citizens who have been meeting for the past 6 months or so, organizing not only tonight's event, but all of these great activities throughout the year. So I want to thank them for their hard work and for their even harder work that is going to be coming in the next 12 months of the year. That group is led by Ray Tierney, our chair, Sandy Frankel, our honorary chair, and we have a number of our members here tonight, and if I miss someone, Ray, just throw something at me. Dave Whitaker is here. Arlene Vanderlind is here. Judy Schwartz is here. Nelson Lopatin is here. Oh yeah, Sam Waldman. You met Sam on your way in. Sam is out at the table with our various items that are commemorative for sale to commemorate our bicentennial year. If you didn't stop and meet Sam and take a look at some of the items he has on sale, please do. And also Mary Jo Lanphier, Brighton Town historian, is in the back. I think a round of applause for all of them would be in order. I'm now going to read the formal proclamation. And when I finish reading that, I'm going to ask our current officials to sign and return to your places. And then I'm going to be reading the names of all of our elected officials. And we went back 50 years. We thought we wanted to celebrate everybody that has served the town of Brighton since our sesquicentennial year of 1964. And we have people elected to office from every decade since then. So it's very exciting to have everybody here. So let me read this proclamation now. Whereas, prior to the American Revolution, members of the Seneca tribe of the Iroquois Confederacy had long lived in what is now Brighton, and their trails made this area an important gathering place. And whereas, following the Revolution, the Buffalo Creek Treaty, negotiated in 1788 by Oliver Phelps, eliminated Seneca claims to the land now known as Brighton. Settlers moved into the area, and in 1796, those settlers organized the town of Northfield. And whereas, by 1808, Northfield had been renamed Boyle, which included areas known today as Brighton, Pittsford, Henrietta, Parrington, Irondequoit, Penfield, Webster, and that portion of the city of Rochester east of the Genesee River. And whereas Boyle was later renamed Smallville, which was divided into the towns of Brighton and Pittsford in 1813. And whereas on March 25th, 1814, by an act of the New York State Legislature, the town of Brighton was officially formed and officers were elected shortly thereafter. And whereas on April 5th, 1814, Oliver Culver, Brighton's first supervisor, and members of the newly elected town board held their first town board meeting in what was known then as Orange Stone's Tavern, built in 1792, the oldest standing structure in Monroe County, now known as our Stone Tolan House. And whereas during the 19th century, the town of Brighton was an agricultural center and became the brickmaking capital of upstate New York. That brickmaking history is preserved today in the numerous houses and other structures constructed from bricks made in Brighton and known as the Bricks of Brighton. Whereas early in the 20th century, Brighton took on its current borders, following the final annexation of Brighton territory by the city of Rochester in 1905, and shortly thereafter in 1912, the construction of Brighton's first neighborhood, homemakers, as a forerunner to the many diverse residential neighborhoods that now define Brighton's special residential character. Whereas Brighton's population has grown from less than 3,000 when it was established in 1814, and I would note obviously with much greater area, to nearly 37,000 today. And Brighton is now home to people from every part of the world, every background, living together in a community that welcomes their diversity and their shared talents. Whereas the town of Brighton remains dedicated to our past and optimistic for our future, and therefore we are proud to call it our home. Now therefore, the year 2014 will mark the 200th anniversary of the founding of the town of Brighton, and today, January 8, 2014, being the first regular town board meeting for said year, I, along with past and present town officials, do hereby officially proclaim January 1, 2014 through December 31, 2014 as Brighton's Bicentennial. And this proclamation is signed and approved on this 8th day of January 2014 by myself, by the current town board, town clerk, and many, many officials who have given their time and their commitment and their love to their home community of Brighton. So I will now ask our current town board members, town clerk, to please sign the proclamation. Jim Vogel, Louise Novros, Jason DePonzio, and Chris Warner, current members of the town board. Dan Amon, our town clerk. And I'm going to ask again, please hold applause, really until everybody is signed. I don't believe that either Judges John Falk or Karen Morris would be here this evening. We'll now begin signatures by our past town officials. And I'd like to start with my predecessor, Supervisor Sandy Frankel. Sandy served from 1992 through 2011. Thank you, Sandy. Brighton's first woman supervisor. Thank you, Sandy. We're going to ask after each person signs. We'll be joining up here ultimately for a photograph. Supervisor Don Connors could not be here tonight. He's out of town, but Don did come in last week and has already signed the proclamation. So Don, I hope it's warmer where you are, and we greatly appreciate your service and your having come in to sign the proclamation. Supervisor Dick Wiles, Richard Wiles, also is in a place warmer than we are. I received really a marvelous letter from Dick thanking us for reaching out to him and for holding this ceremony. And we're so pleased, again, the service that Dick Wiles provided. Len Boniface, Supervisor Boniface. You may not know it, but you are in the Leonard Boniface Auditorium at Town Hall this very moment. And we gratefully acknowledge the service that Supervisor Boniface provided to the town from 1952 through 1971. By the way, Supervisor Wiles served from 1972 to 1985, and Supervisor Connors served from 1986 to 1991. So those are the supervisors that have served Brighton for the last 50 years. Our judges, and we truly have an esteemed group of judges that have served our community. First, Judge Richard Dollinger. Judge Dollinger served as town justice from 2006 through 2009. Now a sitting Court of Claims judge, and also previously a county legislator. Judge John Ark, also currently Monroe County Supreme Court judge.
That's all right.
Did they give a jacket?
Judge Ark served as town justice in Brighton from 1980 to 1995.
What are you doing?
Thank you, Judge. Judge Jim Morris, and I'm so glad you made it. Judge Morris was in Buffalo today handling a mediation, as he does with, it seems like, all 26 hours, 8 days of the week. And for those of you that have been following the weather, you know how much we appreciate your getting through the weather and getting here. Thank you, Jim. Judge John Darcy. Jack, it's great to have you here. Judge Darcy was elected in 1962 and is the first elected town official that's here tonight. And Judge Darcy served from 1962 through 1970. Now our past town clerks. Town Clerk Susan Kramarski served from 2002 through 2011. Thank you very much, Susan. Town Clerk Marion Brown served this community not only as a town clerk, but as a member of the Brighton Town Board. But we've got her signing as town clerk tonight by her husband, Al Brown, and her daughter, Debbie Draw, who's also in public service in the town of Penfield. Thank you both for being here. Marion's service was extraordinary, and we miss her. Town Clerk Ed Jeffries, and I don't believe Ed could be here tonight, but again, when you think of the great families of Brighton, the Jeffries family always comes to mind. And Lawrence Mooney. Larry Mooney served as Brighton Town Clerk from 1962 through 1981, and tonight, again, he is deceased, and we don't have family who could be here this evening. Now, past town board members. Ray Tierney. Ray served from 1992 to 2011. Again, 10% of Brighton's history.
Yeah.
Sheila Gaddis. Sheila served Brighton from 2008 through 2011. And continues to serve Brighton, I would note, as we look forward in one of the first important projects of our post-bicentennial and during our bicentennial year, Monroe Avenue. Monroe Avenue has long been an important project for Sheila, both as a member of the town board and now as chair of our Citizens Committee for the Monroe Avenue Green Street project. Thank you so much, Sheila. Jill Victor Feldman could not be here tonight, but thank you, Jill, for your service and for your service to the Brighton Central School District. Sherry Krause. When I first came to Brighton, Sherry and I worked together, and we've stayed friends and colleagues since then. Thank you for all of your works, Sherry. Former town board member and current town attorney, Ken Gordon, is out of town tonight, could not be here, but he too has pre-signed this resolution. Bridget Shumway. We are hoping Bridget might still make it, but she has another board meeting that she is at tonight. So if she gets here, wonderful. But again, Bridget provided great service to our town from 1994 through 1997. Ken Gordon, by the way, served from 1998 through 2001. Bob Barbado served from 1992 to 1997.
It takes a while to find it.
Anything to get attention.
Thanks, Bob. I'm now going to ask former town board member Joe Rulison to come up and sign in his own behalf, but also on behalf of former town board member John Doyle, who couldn't be here tonight. But it's great to have you here, Joe. Thank you. Joe served Brighton from, I have you here somewhere, I have your term here, 1998 to 1990. I think the shortest term of our people here tonight, but in no way does that minimize the work that Joe did during his time on the board and your long list of community activities. Thank you. And John Doyle served from 1988 through 1991, as well as on our county legislature. Linda Garner Goldstein. Again, there's a theme here. Linda served the town of Brighton and then also went on and represented the town of Brighton in the Monroe County legislature. Linda served from 1990 through 1991 on the town board.
90?
That works. 92. I think you're right, actually. Bill Locust. Bill Locust served the town from 1976 through 1987. We were hoping that Jean could be here tonight, but she's not. So we will have Jean signing this proclamation on behalf of her late husband as soon as we possibly can. Jean Hutchins. Jean served Brighton for a lot longer than just the 15 years. I say just the 15 years, but Jean served from 1976 through 1991 on the town board and served the community that she loves in many ways, both before and after. Thank you, Jean.
I always considered it a great privilege to serve on this board. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you so much. Judge Michael Miller. Michael served the town as town councilman from 1974 through 1989, after which he went on to serve the families and the children of Monroe County as a Monroe County Family Court judge. Thank you, Michael. William Warren served on the Brighton Town Board from 1964 through 1975, and it's a pleasure to have his son Rudy signing on Councilmember Warren's behalf. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Rudy. And I also want to acknowledge Councilman John McNabb, who served from 1962 through 1975. Ron Kleinman, who served from 1970 through 1973. Oswald Gendro, who served from 1962 through 1969. And Robert Headley, who also served from 1962 through 1969. Let's have a round of applause for these great. Please stay there. Because I do have one more item that I'd like to read. It's dated January 8, 2014. I'm pleased to join all those celebrating the 200th anniversary of the town of Brighton, New York. This special occasion is an opportunity to reflect on your rich history and to envision what is possible for your future. During its journey, your community has woven its own thread into the fabric of our society and borne witness to pivotal moments in our national life. Since your founding, America struggled through a civil war and thrived during industrialization. We weathered the Great Depression and 2 world wars, had our conscience stirred by Dr. King's dream, and watched Neil Armstrong push the boundaries of humanity's reach. Along the way, your community played a great role in shaping our shared history and helped to make our union what it is today. In the decades to come, our country must continue to work together in times of trial and triumph to expand opportunity to anyone willing to work hard and to pursue greater understanding among all people. As we move forward, let us remain steadfast in the ideals upon which America stands, and let us draw strength from our forebears as we build towards an even brighter tomorrow. As you celebrate this milestone, I wish you all the best for the years ahead. And it's signed by the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
Good.
Thank you. With that, and I do want to acknowledge also, I would really be remiss if I did not, but the assistant to the supervisor, Mary Ann Husser, who coordinated this event tonight. Thank you.